Welcome friends to another Stuff Station 1 review from my collection of random items across a broad price range. Items are showcased for their aesthetics, materials, manufacturing or downright quirkiness. Now today's product is the Rolex Milgauss. Now the title that I've put down for this particular video is Marmite Milgauss. Now as the name suggests, this is a piece from the Rolex collection that you either love or you hate. Okay, now this video is going to form part of a series of videos where I'll actually break down the constituent parts of the Milgauss. So I'll look at the case, the bezel, the crown, the dial, the bracelet, all of those things, and right down to the actual packaging. So please do stay tuned for those particular videos. Now, prior to acquiring this, I was on a Rolex waiting list, and I'd waited for about 6 to 8 months. And in that time, you know, I was looking through all of the Rolex sort of literature for the particular piece that I really wanted. And it wasn't really hard for me. I mean, obviously I was working within a budget, and you know, I didn't want something that was going to totally break the bank. You know, I really do like Swiss watches, but I wanted something from Rolex because I'd never really sampled Rolex timepieces before, and I heard that, you know, they are such fantastic tool watches and they last for donkey's years. So, you know, I opted for the Milgauss. Now, the Milgauss, the reason why I went for the Milgauss was because I felt that, you know, everyone has a Rolex Submariner, and the Submariner was an option, but it was a piece that I actually declined when I got the call for this one. Now, the reason why I like the Milgauss is because of its technical nature, really. It's remained really true to its scientific heritage, in that, you know, it really is a piece that is for doctors, engineers, scientists that work around very high magnetic fields. And as the name suggests, it's the Milgauss. Okay, so mil for 1,000 and Gauss represents the unit of measurement for magnetism. So this particular piece, you know, can work or you can wear around manufacturing machinery, you know, that emits really high levels of magnetism, and it's able to do that to 1,000 Gauss. So, you know, that's why I chose the watch. You know, it sort of fits within the profession that, you know, I work within. Friends, why not subscribe, like and share? Also, tap that bell icon. I put out content every week, so your support would be really appreciated. I also really like the Milgauss purely because it is, you know, a very polarizing watch within the Rolex catalogue. Now, it retails for around £6,000 sterling, so around $8,000, and it's had a bit of a troubled sort of history. It was first launched in the 50s and was in production until about the 80s, where they subsequently ceased the production. It then made a bit of a resurgence in the late 2000s, so around 2007, and there's been so many rumors abound with this particular piece that it is going to be discontinued soon. And I thought, you know, I'd just take a punt, because usually the Rolex pieces that really sort of reach iconic status are those pieces that during production they were very unloved and Rolex just ceased to produce them, and that then sends the collectors, you know, absolutely sort of crazy for these pieces. So I thought, you know, I'd take that punt, and who knows, maybe in a few years it may well be ceased in terms of its production, and they've been talking about this for the last 2 or 3 years. So that's one of the reasons why I went for it. I went for it because, you know, it is a little bit unloved. It sort of falls, even though it looks like a sort of a dressy piece, it does fall within the sports range of Rolex pieces, just purely because of the bracelet that's used and the sizing itself. Now, the other reason why I really like it is because of the actual colors they've used. So again, it's very un-Rolex-like. You know, we can see the use of, you know, orange against the blue. We've got the zirconium blue dial with that sort of sunburst sort of patination to it, and that is very un-Rolex like. We've also got that Thunderbolt. Now the Thunderbolt, a lot of Rolex sort of fanboys, you know, just don't appreciate it. I really like it, and it's sort of true to the original Milgauss from the 50s that actually had the Thunderbolt. The other thing that you will actually find with this particular piece is that it's one of, I believe, 2 Rolex models that are actually, you know, engraved on the back, and it clearly says there Rolex Oyster Milgauss, and the only other model to actually have anything engraved on the back, I believe, is the Rolex Deep Sea. So that's another reason why. I mean, these are really sort of small, subtle sort of details, but it's something that's quite big within the world of Rolexes. So, you know, this particular video is just a really sort of a general sort of synopsis of the Rolex, of the Rolex Milgauss, the reason why I sort of purchased it, and it will form, as I've mentioned, a series of videos that I'm going to put out there, just exploring all of the different elements behind the actual Rolex Milgauss itself. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing, liking, or having a dialogue by pressing some of the buttons below. So many thanks and goodbye for now.